Hi there and welcome to Lorena's Labyrinth. My name's Anna Pirelli. The comments that you see here are my views, beliefs, opinions, and sometimes they are not even my fully formed views, beliefs, and opinions. However, they are my understandings. Please do retain an open mind and reflect on any of the content and your comfort levels. If your views differ, please feel free to leave a comment. Also remember, it is possible to disagree in respectful ways. My way is not necessarily your way and vice versa. You might also find that some of the content on this playlist in regard to spiritual or universal laws, it resonates with you, meaning it feels right to you, while other laws may not feel right or they may not feel comfortable. If this is the case, the information is either not right for you or it is not right for you right now, and it might never be right for you at any given time. It really doesn't matter. As an earthy and practical person, I can put my hand up with all honesty and say that I have at different times had the same feelings about some of the content in here. And with some of them, I still have a level of skepticism within my viewpoints, but I choose to retain an open mind about the things that I don't fully understand for a few reasons. Firstly, because I believe it would be supreme arrogance to think that we all know all of the answers while we have a body. And because what is right for one of us is not necessarily right or suitable for all of us, and I choose to respect the differences. Please do leave your opinions, beliefs. Feel free to argue the points in a respectful way with any of the content on the slides and even my interpretations. And if you feel that you can add clarity around some of the content, we would all love to see it. Thank you. For now, though, let's explore the laws.
All creation is governed by law. The principles that operate in the outer universe, discoverable by scientists, are called natural laws. But there are subtler laws that rule the hidden spiritual planes and the inner realm of consciousness. Contained within these laws, or conditions, is the true nature of matter. Knowledge of these laws has an effect upon the mental urges. Mind is the builder. Stay in full mindfulness of the application of universal law as related to self and to others, and know that in love all life is given, in love all things move. In giving one attains, in giving one acquires. In giving, love becomes the fulfillment of desire, guided and directed in the ways that bring the more perfect knowledge of self as related to the universal, all-powerful, all-guiding, all divine influence in life. Love is life. When we go back, merge with the God source, in some infinitesimal but profound way, we expand the mind of God. Our higher self always points the best and most perfect way, and it is ours to listen and choose or reject what we hear. It does not blame, but patiently tries again to show the perfect way, the loving way. All of creation pushes forth. We are ever becoming. Identity ever remains. Universal Law number 45. The law of justice. This law upholds creation's farthest swinging oar. The functioning of this law is instantaneous for people of God realization. They have banished forever all thwarting cross-currents of ego. The universe conspires for retribution.
So I read this law and I don't feel that it makes a lot of sense. I think it's a bit confusing, and I'll explain it to you. There are some things I can picture without a problem. You know, this is the business of the swinging orbs, that, you know, this is what justice is. But at the same time, sorry, big pause in there. If we talk about the functioning of the law being instantaneous for people of God realization, I can also get that because I've been on the receiving end of it, where I've had my karma come through pretty quickly on some occasions for when I've not necessarily taken the best course of actions. It's been pretty quick and harsh at different times, but then we're talking about karma with that. We're not talking about justice, and it sounds a bit blurred there as far as lines go, especially when we tie this, because it's only a short paragraph, but it's kind of really mixed. So if we tie in the information that I've just said, so just recapping, justice is about swinging orbs, and justice can be incurred very quickly for people who have claimed to be realized or enlightened or high vibration. If they do the wrong thing, they're going to incur justice far more quickly. Right, I get all of that, but it sounds a little questionable, because for me, if they put in there that saying they have banished forever all thwarting cross currents of the ego, to me that sounds like we're talking about a person who is living and walking their talk. They're on their divine path, they're realized, they're aligned with divine will, and they've completely overcome all sense of ego. So to me, if that's the case, then how could they possibly incur a desire from the universe or the creator for retribution? Now, bearing in mind, the reason why I'm putting this up here is retribution is defined in the dictionary as being a punishment imposed upon for the purposes of repayment or revenge for the wrong that the person has committed. Okay, I understand that there's got to be retribution and payment made. I still feel that sounds a bit like karma, but I think I've worked it out, so let's go on to the next slide. So what I think is going on here in this law of justice is that there's a missing sentence, because if you really are a God-given, God aligned and all the rest of it, and you're giving thoughts to retribution or justice, right? Because we live in a very unfair world at times. So once again, I can put my hand up to this, especially being a social worker. We focus on social justice, and it is such a hard path. And desiring to create justice, not vengeance, I must say, justice, just fighting for justice sometimes can be very energy depleting, and we can really be bogged down energetic with our own energy. But what I came to as I was looking at this anyway, once again I've digressed and gone off on a pathway, what I think has happened is they've left a sentence out, because I did study Bible when I was at school many years ago, and I was prompted to seek out this scripture which says, beloved, don't be obsessed with taking revenge. Leave that to God's righteous justice. The scriptures say, vengeance is mine and I will repay, says the Lord. And if your enemy is hungry, buy him lunch. Now that makes sense to me in the context of universal spiritual law and justice, especially based on all the other ones that we've looked at. And this is because, as I say, if you're going to focus on trying to get justice and vengeance, it's just going to bog you down. It just rebounds back at us, right? So I guess that's the karma, the coming back, right? And then if we're really walking in alignment with the divine creator, unconditional, non-judgmental love and all of that kind of stuff, if your enemy is hungry, buy him lunch. You might turn that enemy into a grateful friend. That is the logic that I would expect to see applied to a universal law on justice. But anyway, point being that if I was to revise this document and write it up again, I would probably include this paragraph or something like it in the actual interpretation of universal law that I would create, because I think that sounds better. What do you think? Would you agree with my interpretation? Is there anything more that you would add to this? Please, as usual, do make a comment. I'm more than open to hear, and I'm sure other people will be as well. So I'm going to love you and leave you on this one now. I'm going to head off and get cracking on the other videos. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.